You want me to like start over here or there? It doesn't matter. All right. Temperatures are in the 50s. Good Friday morning, Delmarva. Meteorologist Chris Mastrobuono here with a little update on our conditions here on Delmarva on this red alert day. We've had quite a soaking rain push over the peninsula, developed overnight through this morning, and we've had some rather gusty winds. We've had already have seen wind gusts over 50 miles an hour across portions of the peninsula as we take a live look into Rehoboth. Quite mild this morning. Check out these temperatures. We've been in the 50s and 60s, well above our average highs for this time of year. Folks out trying to make the best of this morning after we had some pretty heavy rain move through parts of the area. As we take a look at live radar right now, we're beginning to see most of the steady rain has now pushed to the north across New Jersey and southeastern Pennsylvania, so we're drying out a bit. But we do have another round of showers to get through, and this round could pose potentially some isolated damaging wind threats as we go late this morning in through the midday time frame. You could see a narrow line of showers beginning to develop just over the bay and push in through the mid-shore. Now, these storms, if they do go severe, do not have any lightning in them. They are going to pose primarily a damaging wind threat in excess of 60 miles an hour, and as this moisture continues to work to the east. But you could see we have another batch of moisture to get through. We had some severe thunderstorms well to our south across the Carolinas, and you could see that narrow line just to the east of Richmond about to push through St. George Island into the southern portion of the peninsula. And then drier conditions back off to the west and turning much colder. That's going to be the other story. The winds are going to continue to be the story through the day today, as well as the winds and the falling temperatures. It's going to be a lot colder by 6 o'clock this evening than it is right now across the peninsula. And you can see the rain changing to snow back across portions of Ohio and West Virginia. As we take a look at the temperature contrast, check out these temperatures. -3 in Minneapolis. Not going to get that cold here, but we're at 10 degrees in Chicago, but we are basking in the 60s here on Delmarva, as well as through the Outer Banks. We're at a 65 in Wilmington. Rainfall, this is what we picked up so far. You can see lighter totals across the Delaware beaches through Ocean City. We picked up anywhere from about a quarter to just slightly under a half an inch along the coast. We've had higher totals from Georgetown to Salisbury, where we picked up over a half an inch. But the highest totals we've seen today have been across the southern midshore. Cambridge through just to the south of Easton, where we've picked up upwards of nearly an inch and a half to over an inch and a half of rain throughout those areas. So it was a quick hitting system. We got the rain and it was in and out. And now we have this last batch coming through. The other story has been the winds. Check out some of these wind gusts already that we've already seen. 53-mile-an-hour gust in Georgetown, 49 mile an hour in Wallops Island, 46 in Ocean City, and 44 in Salisbury. So once the rain comes to an end by midday today, we're going to continue to see those gusty winds, but only they're going to be shifting out of the west as that cold front pushes through. Check out these this 24-hour temperature change. Quite impressive. 33 degrees warmer in Salisbury than we were just 24 hours ago. Remember, 5 days ago we had snow on Delmarva. Now we're talking the threat of damaging winds and these mild temperatures. 23 degrees warmer in Ocean City, and we are 30 degrees warmer in Georgetown than when we were just this time 24 hours ago. Taking a live look into Ocean City, we're at 55 degrees, some low clouds there. Dew points have creeped up a bit with the southerly wind flow, and those winds continue to be sustained about 23 miles an hour in Ocean City. Look at those temperatures. We're at 60 in Georgetown, 62 Salisbury, 59 Bethany Beach, and we are at 60 in Lewis. So yes, the mild air feels pretty good out there. Unfortunately, it's not going to stay like this all day as that colder air works in this afternoon through the evening. You can see this is current wind gusts. Now we're seeing more of that southwesterly wind. We had a southeast wind early this morning, gusting to 39 miles an hour in Salisbury, 33 in Ocean City, and we're gusting to 36 in Indian River Inland. As that cold front approaches, the winds will be shifting more out of the west through the day today. Now, the wind advisory, remember, yesterday was only in effect for the Delaware coast, the Delaware beaches. The National Weather Service has now expanded that to encompass the entire Delmarva Peninsula. So we have that wind advisory for Sussex County, and that goes through 1 a.m. Saturday morning for the threat of those winds up to 50 miles an hour, as that advisory continues for now Dorchester County, Wicomico, and Worcester counties, and that runs through 10 o'clock this evening with that threat of winds in excess of 40 miles an hour, as high as 50 for the entire Delmarva Peninsula. So now there's the updated storm outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. They have now expanded the marginal risk. So it's a marginal risk, meaning we could see an isolated damaging wind threat here. And now our window is pretty small for this. We're talking about really between now and about noon for that opportunity to see a potential damaging wind threat in excess of 60 miles an hour. So in order to get that severe criteria, you need to get wind gusts of over 58 miles an hour. Not going to be seeing any lightning, should we see an isolated severe storm, with that damaging wind being the primary threat for the entire Delmarva Peninsula here over the next few hours. So Futurecast shows that a narrow line of showers rolling through the area. By around 10 o'clock, you can see pushing into Ellendale, as well as then pushing towards the coast by around 10:30, 11 o'clock. Now, this is going to be kind of a broken line of narrow showers that's going to be pushing through. Could see still a few showers lingering, I think, mid portions of the peninsula north early this afternoon, but for the most part, I think we're going to be drying out across the area, and that severe threat is going to come to an end. You can see temperatures are going to be falling into the 40s and 50s through the afternoon. And then look at where we're at by early this evening. Temperatures are falling below freezing. We're in the 30s across the peninsula, so if you have any plans making your way out to maybe Shelville or somewhere across the peninsula, dress warm, because it's not going to feel the way it is right now with those temperatures falling with those strong northwest winds. And we're going to continue to see wind gusts anywhere from 30 to 40 miles an hour, so it's going to feel a lot colder with the wind chill. Now, as we go into Saturday, we're looking at a really nice start to the weekend with dry conditions and sunny skies. There's those future wind gusts. I'll go back there, speeding up pretty quickly there, as we see those wind gusts anywhere between about 30 to 45 miles an hour through the afternoon. We'll put this back in motion here through the afternoon. We'll go in time here through the morning. You can see those winds shifting more out of the southwest, gusting to near 40 miles an hour in Ellendale, 44 miles an hour in Bethany Beach. Now then, as we go into the afternoon, as that cold front pushes through, notice the winds will shift more out of the west-northwest, but still we're going to have gusts anywhere between about 35 to near 45 miles an hour through the evening. But then, as we go into the overnight, the winds will really begin to relax as we go into early Saturday morning, and then by Saturday afternoon, we're looking at really nice conditions across the area. So as we take a look at the forecast over the next 6 to 10 hours, we're looking at that rain to continue on and off with that narrow squall line pushing through at least through about noon. So we go from the low 60s this morning, kind of a reverse day. Then we fall to about 56 by around 2. Expect some sun to break through those clouds before sunset, and then we're looking at clear skies through the evening as temperatures go to 40 degrees by around 6 o'clock this evening. So quite a contrast. We're getting a little bit of fall and a little bit of winter all in one day here on Delmarva. 45 by Saturday, so really nice weekend if you're up against the wall with any last-minute preparations for Christmas. 45, mostly sunny skies. And then we're looking at partly cloudy conditions into Sunday, a little bit breezier with temperatures around 54. Then we'll have a cold front that's going to be pushing through the area late Sunday night through Monday, and that's going to really bring in another round of some cold air, and it's going to be kind of a brief shot of cold air as we get into the early part of next week. We'll show you here the long range model here showing that cold air moving in through the latter part of the weekend and into early next week. And then we're going to see another chance of showers by Tuesday as a front pushes through. You can see some snow mix well to the north, but we'll see some light showers. Looks like late Tuesday night, but that clears out in time, it looks like, for Christmas Eve. And we're looking rather dry for Christmas Eve under partly cloudy skies. And then Christmas Day itself, right now, looking rather dry under mostly cloudy skies. See some showers well to our north, but we're going to see mild conditions. In fact, we're going to have temperatures in the low 50s for Christmas Day. In fact, some areas potentially get to 60 degrees by Friday ahead of a system that will bring a chance of showers into Friday afternoon through Friday evening as a cold front pushes through the area. So not looking at a white Christmas right now, at least the early, we're less than a week out here, looking rather mild as we go into the holiday week. So again, current satellite radar shows that steadier rain we had this morning pushing off to the north. Keeping an eye on this moisture now building in across the bay. Narrow line of showers that could produce some isolated damaging winds as we go into the late part of the morning through about noon. Doesn't look all that impressive, but again, there's a very strong winds just above the surface that when we get some of these stronger downpours, you could get some of those strong winds to reach the surface, so it doesn't really take much, but you can see some narrow showers beginning to push into Stevensville and the middle part of the mid-shore. So once we get past this shower activity here through the morning, we should begin drying out through the early part of the afternoon. But then the story really is going to continue to be the winds, but then we're going to have a much colder wind as we go into the afternoon through the early evening hours as that cold, drier air filters into the Delmarva Peninsula. And you could see the temperature contrast, quite a gradient. You know, we have temperatures well below freezing, 10 degrees in Chicago, but we are in the 60s here on the peninsula. It's 60 in Georgetown, and we're going to continue to see that mild air at least through the first part of our day here today. But again, the winds are going to be the factor through the day. Keep an eye. Always keep an eye on us. So you can download our Coast TV First Alert Weather app for all the latest in any kind of watches, warnings, or advisories that are issued. And hope you could join us for Coast TV News at 11 with me and Grace. And then, of course, Coast TV News 5, 6, and 11 with Bob and all the gang. We'll have all the latest on the wind and the colder temperatures moving in.